Where's Jeep?
All right, Grasshoppers. It is Thursday, 2:00 Eastern time. Time for some swag, some Ranger swag. Larry just gave me the finger, Ron. Does that mean I'm number one? Take your finger off the mic.
Oh,
all right. We can't hear Ron today.
That's good. Probably.
There
good.
you go. Now we got you.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's kind of cool here. So I figured I'd have my Ranger shirt on underneath, and then a Ranger like a little sweatshirt over top with a hat on to keep my head warm.
I didn't get one of those. How come I didn't get one of those?
Oh, there's your stuff here. Right, it's here for you.
That is okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
This was the golf tournament. This was the golf tournament I got Larry invited to that he decided not to show up to.
It's in the mail, Ron.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. I know that story.
Yeah. So do I.
Okay.
Let's
Let's get out to some really bad stuff right off the bat. Okay.
What's that?
Arizona is their dress code.
Arizona is the first team in the NHL to relax their dress code. They're completely release it. They just can wear whatever they want to the ring. So it's a big tradition in the National Hockey League to wear a suit to the games and after the game. Suit, tie, look good. Guys really go out of the way to look good.
Yeah.
And that was, to me, that was always one of the traditions in the NHL. It separated us from the rest of the league, other leagues. It was a real classy thing to do. So that is no longer.
Well, then I hope they stop the handshakes after the series is over. You win or lose, whatever it is. Yeah. You shake hands. They should stop that then too.
Yeah. Well, things do change, but
yeah, that's stupid. That made us stand out above the rest of the leagues. I think it always looked good. And
yeah.
Oh, speaking of Rangers, my nephew's son, I guess my great nephew or second whatever, my nephew Miller Fettis, he made the Ranger team in Winnipeg.
Nice.
He's now officially a Ranger.
That's excellent. Following in his great uncle's footsteps, right?
Yeah. Now he's officially a Ranger. Imagine that, Mel.
What area in Winnipeg is that?
Thank you, Kathy. Kathy likes my hat.
I'm not sure what part of Winnipeg it is. I don't even know what part I'm living in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see here. You see, some of the questions are coming in here. Does Mel get one of those hats? Well, if he had come to the golf tournament, he would have gotten one of these hats.
Well,
Mel, are you really going to another Vancouver golf tournament?
Yeah, I've got. There's a 4 or 5 of my friends have sponsored a golf tournament or a golf tour actually called the Vancouver Golf Tour, and Kirk McLean and I are going today. Babbage usually goes, sometimes Cliffy Ronning, but it's piss. Like we went from 108 degrees in a drought to torrential rain, so it's still on 1 o'clock shotgun. So yeah, I got to leave at 11:45 and meet with some people at 12:15. So yeah.
So what time is that for us? We're gonna miss you today. You're leaving early.
Yeah, I got to leave at 12:15 my time.
See, Dougie sent me a message here. Great hat, Tom. I got the same hat in the care package Ron sent me. That was nice of you, Ron.
Hey, Tom, I got a question for you. How long have you known this little shit, Danny DeVito?
Doug, we're old buddies, long time.
From where is he from? From New York?
New Jersey.
Okay, so he says, I'm just going back on the homework I did in the notes after the Pabst Blue Ribbon last week. Right? Yeah, I know, that's a nice hat. I'm going to get on Jackie. Jackie said she's going to send me something, but we'll see.
If you just come to the golf tournament, but
hey, it doesn't fit your head. You know that, right?
I know. It's a small hat. It's an extra small hat. It's got nothing to do with my head.
Well, they don't have one size fits all.
Well, no, but Tom's size there's like medium, large, extra large, and then what's it like?
It's really nice. This is nice and smooth. This is nice and smooth.
GC. Tom's hat is GC.
This is a 12-foot tape measure. Maybe tape measure and send in your requirements.
No, well, Tom's size is GC.
What's that?
Garbage can.
Oh, that's not nice, Ron. That's not nice at all.
No, you don't have a big head, Dan. Just all small hats. It's all small hats.
A lot going on in there.
So the tournament was good, but you had to leave to do. You did 2 podcasts yesterday. I saw.
Yes, I had to do 2 podcasts. Yes. Yeah. So I didn't golf. So my guys, I told them in advance. Although you did see the video of me golfing, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Took you.
Yeah, the shot was the same. The shot hasn't changed in 40 years.
I know.
No, just the sick.
Yeah.
I had to educate Ira. Ira says your slap shot is the same as it was when you played. I had to educate him that was a wrist shot. But Mel, what are you wearing today, Mel?
Well, in memory, because Jeep's the only friend that will send me anything, so I'm wearing the Winnipeg Ice, the Vancouver Golf Tour in a Nike golf shirt, Tissot watch to match, Coupe de Stanley, and the kicker, Paco Rabanne Million cologne. Got to smell good when you're on the course.
Sure. So how close do people have to get to you to smell your cologne? You're not one of those guys that like pours it on.
Winnipeg and in. From Winnipeg in. I can smell it from here.
Okay.
I'm sitting in a cart with a guy, so you'd hope you don't have the big sweat stains like you do.
What do you know where race rocks are?
What?
In your area?
I watched a bit of that. That's on the island. You had mentioned Squamish, but Squamish is just a little south of Whistler. So that's on the island. So you got to take a ferry. I don't know. What was the other little town she had mentioned?
It was Race Rocks that she was on, and Squamish is where she had been living. Yes. So, Rod, I had this young lady on yesterday. Really interesting story. She had been in an abusive relationship just outside of Winnipeg, actually, for many years, and finally found the strength to leave. She had to leave the relationship with $300 in her pocket, and she lived in a tent for 7 months to get away from this guy. And now she's gone on, and she's really interesting. She's got a photography company, does a lot of public speaking, supporting other people. She actually been diagnosed with PTSD and fought through that, and she had helped open a camp and everything. So a really interesting story, very inspirational. So, and she lives out.
It takes a lot of courage for them, for something like that and that kind of relationship to get out of there.
Yeah, she was explaining how he really controlled everything, so she couldn't leave, like the money and everything. Like really, kind of got to the point where she was trapped, and she finally had the strength to leave. So, really interesting.
Yeah, but aren't there outlets people can call, or aren't there?
Yeah, but I think the fear is the big thing. Even calling somebody else and just like starting that process. How does the guy that's there, whoever it is that's doing the abusing, how do they react to it? So.
Yeah, I thought they had like kind of an underground thing.
Could be.
That they sneak you from one place to another, and nobody knows the next destination. And it's good. I mean, I think if a man ever hits a woman, he should have his fucking head kicked in. So that's my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with
friendly
that.
Show. I understand the friendly show, but that's
no, you're right. No, Ron, that kind of you're totally
friendly.
Yeah.
And there's different ways of abuse too. It's not just physical; it's like mental and everything.
Okay,
it's kind of like Mel. It's kind of like what Tommy does to you with the hat.
Yeah, Mel is probably the best golfer that is in the Rangers alumni. So Mel and this Tommy boy here have been having a little love affair online, complimenting each other. And Tom goes, "Oh, I'm sorry." And if he questions Mel at all, he goes, "I must have lost my head." What's going on? Do you guys know each other or something? Or
no, but I talk to the people. I'm not like you. So the other Tommy made a big mistake and said that was like your wrist shot. He said, that's not even effing close to your wrist. You couldn't shoot. You couldn't pass. Who was I talking to the other day? I said something about, it was Glennie Hanlon. We're playing golf with Glennie Hanlon, and Glennie putted the ball like 20 feet past the hole. I said, holy shit, that's like Tommy's pass. And he started laughing. He said, Tommy might have been the worst passer in the history of hockey. So Glenn Anderson, a former teammate of yours in Edmonton, was there yesterday at the golf tournament. We started talking about you and your personality. We didn't talk about your hockey. Wow. My personality fit in. If you had a psychologist or psychiatrist in that dressing room in the 80s, there must have been, there's 22 different personalities from
all inside your brain.
No, Glennie had about 5 personalities, believe me. But you had like who? You had Yuri Curry, who was probably the calmest and coolest of everybody. Then you had a wacko like Semenko and Davey Hunter. Then you had Glennie, who was just, we called him gate to gate. He would sleep from when he got on the bus, on the plane, off the plane, on the bus to the hotel. All he'd do was sleep. So whatever he said is bullshit.
Oh no, I can do.
Oh, hey, now Cracky Pollitt, I got a question for you. Where are you living? It looks like you're golfing somewhere in Florida. Tracky Pollitt.
Ron's sister, Linda. How are you, Linda? Mel, have you done any homework at all?
Yeah, I have, Tom. It was a great week. A great week. Because you know why?
Yeah. You seem like you're in a really good mood today.
Well, because I'm getting off the show 15 minutes early. So
we should be in a good mood then too.
Yeah, exactly.
We will be a little bit, Ron.
Tom, here's an important question, Tom. This is really important. Have the New York Yankees called you at all in the last 2 weeks? Anybody from the Yankees?
There's a dog barking. Hold on. I've done quite a survey on this dog thing too, but we'll get back to that. Have the Yankees called me? No, they have not.
They have not. Okay, so they're in a pennant race with the Toronto Blue Jays, right?
Yes.
And they won 6 in a row after they purchased a turtle by the name of Bronxy. Did you know that?
I did hear the Yankees announcers talking about this turtle. I didn't know they'd actually purchased the turtle. Was it a fan or something? Or
I thought it was one of the locker room attendants. And but they obviously watched the show a few months ago, right?
You know what, Mel? I never thought about that. That's right.
Yeah, they must have watched the show.
Yeah, you're a groundbreaker. There
you go. Earth-shattering.
Yeah.
Now, also, there's been sightings of turtles all over the world now, walking in a certain direction, getting lost and that. So do you know how to handle a turtle? Do you know how to pick up a turtle if it's lost on, let's say, a highway or whatever? Do you know
totally. You grab it by, coming in behind like that in case it's a snapping turtle. Grab it by the shell. No question.
Underneath, you go underneath the back of the tail and but you put them in the direction they're going. Don't screw them up because they're not smart. Right? So put them in the direction they're going.
I learned that at Northern Michigan University, the Harvard of the Midwest. Where'd you learn that?
TV.
Oh.
Well, which way are they going?
Barry, like that. Barry likes this jacket there with the Ranger crest on it and everything. It's a new one, Barry. I got it yesterday at a golf tournament that Larry's supposed to go to.
So they give you a jacket for showing up for 4 minutes?
So a jacket, 2 shirts, a hat, a cooler for your beer, some golf balls too.
Well, you don't golf, so why don't you put those in a care package and send them to me? You got my address.
And I was there for a lot more than 2 minutes too.
I said 4.
Yeah, 4 minutes, sorry. Ron, how are you doing otherwise? What's going on?
Not much, Tom. Just hanging out. Going back to New York next week sometime. Good. And then spend a month there and then come back and see my son in November again. And then that's about it.
Listen, very intelligent listeners and viewers here. Huh.
What does she mean by the whole look?
Whole, Ron. Entire. In its entirety.
That's
that a Ranger
look. It's not the whole look then.
No, different hole.
Yeah.
Is that a Ranger shirt underneath too?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Ranger shirt. I got 2 new Ranger shirts. Had the one on yesterday. You saw the video, that nice blue color. Really made my eyes look nice, I thought. Brought out the color of my eyes.
Yeah, made your hair look longer too.
Oh God.
Well, I hate to tell Ira and Tracky Pollitt and all these people that have tried to befriend me, but I befriended Jackie, so I'm going to get on the blower with her and tell her I need a package like ASAP.
Well, I hate to tell you, I was sat with Jackie yesterday for a little bit. Like befriended, maybe a little bit of an exaggeration.
Really?
Well, I got the impression, she didn't actually use the words, but I got the impression she felt like you were a little bit of a diva, really. Like you were going to come, then you weren't going to come, then you're waffling back and forth. And
that's exactly how it, exactly.
Yeah.
Can't be everywhere, Tom. All I can do is.
How many guys were there, Tom? How many Rangers showed up, or ex-Rangers?
Ex-Rangers? Well, there must have been, I'm going to say 20. There's a lot of guys I hadn't seen in a long time. Danny Clark, Frank Beaton, Craig Patrick was back.
Only 20 Rangers there?
I said, I don't know for sure, Ron. I did not count them. I'm guessing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because didn't they have like 60 foursomes or something like they always do?
I did not count those either. If you wanted me to, you should let me know.
Like, what were you doing there when you got there? Like, didn't you see, was there a lot of carts or a small amount of carts or? Or
Well, I felt that there's a regular number of carts that there typically are as those events.
okay, that's what I was trying to figure
Yeah.
that out because, yeah, do you know what golf is anyway? Do you know what golf is like par and bird?
Yeah, waste of time. Golf is a waste of time. Waste of land. Like think we took all that water that's used, all the resources and everything, and made that into like housing for the poor, growing food for kids and stuff like that don't eat.
Well, then why do you just use Central Park? Nobody really uses that except for muggings.
Well, I'll tell you, this little relationship between Mel and William Kandretuik is really like you guys are turned against me.
Sorry to say this, Billy. It's a capital. You don't need a capital O there.
Those, Tom.
Yeah. So it's a huge question, Tom. Where have all the Sunday people gone?
Well, it was I don't know, Mel. I just you know what? I've got to get back at it.
Anybody over there on Sundays?
What's that?
You've never had anybody over there for Sunday meals?
They're talking about the people on the wall. Like
what people? Those? Oh, well, okay.
Ron, you were the first person that went up on the wall.
Yeah,
you were actually
listen to me. That's the. Do they know that's only pictures? People.
Well, like like some people have pretend friends, like a friend that really isn't there. Oh, here's a question that a lot of people are asking. They asked yesterday, Ron. Maybe you'll know the answer. Where was Chris Katsopoulos yesterday in the golf tournament?
Maybe he didn't finish lunch yet, and that's why he couldn't make it.
Jesus, it's not good. That's not nice.
I don't know. I had talked to him a while back. I thought he was going, and then I guess he just whatever he's
got busy.
Yeah, people have things to do. Like I couldn't make it. I had things to do.
Yep.
And what did I do yesterday?
So Katsi was not there, and the suspicion is it's because there's no buffet.
No buffet. Oh.
So Ron, basically, Tom went to the golf tournament, got his swag, all his Ranger gear, and took off. That's basically what he did.
Incorrect, Beisenbreath.
He did not
talk to anybody. He was there for a good 2.5 hours, 3 hours.
Nope. Got there at 9:30, left at 1 o'clock, came back again at 4, and so him.
Oh,
what was the meal like after?
I don't know. I didn't stay for it. The breakfast is good in the morning. Breakfast is really good.
Where was it at? What country club?
Westchester Country Club.
Westchester, okay.
Yeah, I finally got the schedule, so I knew what time to be there and everything.
That's a long way. That's a long drive. For me
12 minutes. 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Did they have breakfast Bloody Marys or beer or anything?
I swear to God, Mel, I was just about to think about that. Some guys, I sat at the table with some guys there, car dealerships, Lexus car dealerships, and they were having Bloody Marys, and they were going out already.
It's a tradition.
That's not breakfast anymore. That's like 11 o'clock, right?
Yeah, day's halfway done. Do you guys know Matthew Barnaby? He was there yesterday. Do you know him, Mel?
No, I don't even think we played against him, did we? I don't know. No.
Yeah, he was later on. Yeah.
I know who he is, but I don't know.
Yeah,
they had Frank never been beaten as was there.
Frank was there. Yeah. Danny Clark was there. Danny Clark's out in Vancouver, right, Mel? Don't you see him?
Yeah, he's in the stock market as well. He had the last time I saw him was a few years ago. He had a place in Palm Springs. He went down and played Fantasy Springs in Palm Springs. So it was nice. Yeah, I haven't talked to him in a while.
Yeah, he's done well in life. He's a very intelligent guy, good businessman. Yeah.
Fantasy Springs in Palm Springs?
Yeah.
That's also a casino.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hotel casino.
Yeah. Used to go there. My father won a little BMW there one time, like 20-some years ago.
You kept putting the keys in there or whatever.
No. Well, you could play the card games,
Yeah.
So every time if you played, I can't remember which game it was now, but if you got a 2-pair or better, they give you a slip of paper and you sign your name to it, and then it goes into the box to draw these keys out. So I played for 2 months every day. I don't know how many papers I put in there. And there was one of those big barrels, they roll it. But I probably put in, I probably averaged I would say 30 tickets a day, 40 tickets a day, maybe more. And then, so my father ended up drawing the sixth key out, and he ended up getting the key that won the car.
Nice. You sold it right away.
We sold it. Well, the guy wanted to give us a check. Yeah, like, okay, give us a check. No.
So does Gretzky ever show up at Ranger alumni events? Rare. I don't think he ever has. So two people that I know of don't show up to Ranger events. They both, are very successful people, and I guess they just don't think should be there. One's Wayne Gretzky, and the other one is Herb Melnick.
Mark Messier?
He shows up to events.
Yeah.
Was he there yesterday?
What's that?
Was he there yet? Was Mark there yesterday?
No. I did not see him anyways. Brian Leach was there. Mike Richter was there. Adam Graves was there. Chris Katsopoulos was not. Larry Melnick was not.
You know what? You could probably be almost like a brother to Graves. You guys look the same.
Well, we were actually joking about that. And Brian Mullen's the other one. So the three of us are all like, the three of us are all like twins. Get that? Yeah.
Well, you'd be.
Oh, that wouldn't be twins then. The three of you wouldn't.
That's correct. That's correct. That was a misstatement by me.
Yeah.
But, actually, when we go to events that people think that Adam Graves is going to be there, and he's not there yet, but I am. Very often, the parents will be talking to little kids, pointing at me, saying that I'm Adam Graves. And then when Adam shows up, they're all disappointed, like, oh, it's not Adam Graves. It's Tom Whitelaw.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, wow. This is William, Billy Boy here. Wow. Tom has a bigger melon than Gravy. Wow. Billy. If you weren't of certain, like, is Bill a police officer or a firefighter? I know we talked about that.
I don't know. He looks like
that was your friend.
Looks like a porn star in that picture from the 70s.
Oh, jeez. Oh, God. Bill, that's not right. It's funny, but it's not right.
Hey, listen to me. Truth hurts.
Okay, so, so my father's a firefighter, so we'll cut Bill a little bit of slack.
Yeah. We always cut the police and the firefighters.
Bill,
they get all the
pornographic firefighter.
Billy, are you retired?
Did you say you're retarded?
Retired.
Oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Man, this jacket's soft. The material they made this out of, soft.
Oh, it was a cloth?
Huh. Yeah, it's cloth. Yeah.
Is it plastic?
Yeah, it's cloth. Oh, it's this nice texture to it. Really nice texture. Very comfortable to wear. Good man, Joseph. That's Mr. Heart Attack right there. He's the chief of the fire department in Bronxville, I believe. I believe that's where he's chief. Yep. Oh, Kathy's right again. This Kathy is an intelligent woman. You know that?
Looks cozy. Well, Tom buys a small jacket and puts it on and makes it look like it's been working out.
You know what, Mel? I want to be like you so much. I have a sore knee now. My knee's sore from walking too much.
Well,
marching.
Looks like your neck's out again too.
No, it's fine.
Oh.
Yeah. No, all good.
Maybe the hat was too heavy.
It's a tiny little thing. Like, where are they?
Where's Jeep today? On the road?
Jeep could not make it. They had practice to get their opening night tomorrow night.
Oh, that'll be good. Well, I had a question for him. Maybe you guys can help me out.
Sure.
Hold on. Danny's got Doug's going to comment there. What do you think about that, Mel?
No, Danny, no. You got a lot of making up to do, Danny.
Yeah. So you've got Danny. Doug's on my side. You got that Bill Katahuka.
That's because I friended him. We talk on the side.
Oh.
So, question for you. So, Jeep is a coach, right? And the Winnipeg Ice, the general manager's name is Matt Cockle.
So,
Cockle. Cockell. So, just a hockey, what do you think his nickname is?
I don't know, but you're going to tell us.
No, I don't know. I'm doing
So,
my
what is it?
homework.
It's Mel Cockle?
Matt
Matt
Cockle.
Cockle.
Matt Cockle.
Matt Cockle.
So what's his nickname?
It's got to be some reference to the oh god, it's got to be some reference to the penis, I would think.
Well, you'd think, but you're
Well, you could have several, right? I mean, it could be.
well, you're walking in the airport. Hey, can you come here?
Hey, dick face.
Could be large.
Hey, tiny.
Hung like a fruit fly. Oh, shit.
Field mouse. Calling a field mouse. Oh god.
I just thought I was hoping I could ask Jeep, but maybe he'll be watching the show later when he's on the bus, so maybe he can get back to us on that one.
He called me today to tell me that he was not going to be on the show, and I said I will do everything I can to make sure I back him up when you start to say bad things about him, Mel.
No, Jeep's the only one that's come through with the swag. Come on. So here's another question for Jeep.
But hold on, can we back up a sec though? Don't I get any credit for getting you invited to the golf tournament?
Do we have to go over this again? I've only got a certain amount of time. I'm like Don Cherry. I only got a certain amount of time here. So we went over this. I couldn't make it. It's over. It's past history. Every second.
But you're giving Jeep credit. You're giving Jeep credit for getting you something. I got you an invite to the golf tournament though, so I think I should get credit for that. But
this is actually here and done. It's carbuncles.
Remember you brought up the carbuncles before, whatever it was, barnacles. Remember you were telling the story about the thing on your face?
Oh yeah, I got rid of that. Now I forgot where I was going. Oh, so Jeep demolished his cabin, right?
Yes.
So Nolan Patrick finally signed, the long-haired guy, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So with Vegas, correct?
Yep.
So if Jeep has any money problems, he can just go to his nephew, right?
I don't think he got that much money though. I don't think he got a whole lot.
1.2 a year?
Yeah.
That's more than I made in 10.
Well, you got to pay taxes. Oh, Mel, I've seen your financial statement. Come on. Let's not lie to the people. You say you're one of the people.
Yeah. Anyways, so Jeep's got no worries. He doesn't have to worry about anything.
Maybe you're going to build a smaller cabin.
Uh-oh.
There's some bad reception going on there today. Grass, are you going to the casino tonight? Is that what you said with your son?
I'm not going tonight, Tom. No, I'm not going tonight. I'm going this afternoon.
Oh, it's afternoon. Okay. How are the Vancouver Canucks looking out there, Mel?
There's a bit of controversy. So here's another question for you guys. Like it's not a big deal. When I came to Vancouver, after getting traded, Brian Burke negotiated the contracts, and if you were, I think, 26 years of age or 27 or older, they would only give you 1-year contracts. I negotiated my contract during the season. In the mail. Yeah, in the mail during the regular season. For some reason, these clowns like Pedersen and Hughes had a horseshit year. Like, he's a good player. He's about 120 pounds. All you got to do is tap him, and he's going to get hurt. Pedersen was hurt for most of the year. They're not even showing up at camp. What do you guys think of that? So that's what everybody's talking about. The two kids are going to get huge contracts, whether they deserve it or not, but they're not at camp. And a lot of these guys do that.
It's called leverage. Right?
Yeah.
So they're not getting the contract offer that they want. They really don't have any of the leverage other than not show up. I don't think it's right for kids more from the hockey standpoint that they're going to be set back. I had players when I was in the agent business. I had guys that had done that. And inevitably, it really affected that season, right? Because they didn't get to training camp. They survived it and got better as the year went on. But for young players like that, that's the hard part, right? I know you want to get the money you think you deserve, but that is the hard part.
Well, like what's his name? The kid, the defenseman, Quinn.
Yeah.
Quinn Hughes. He, have they made the playoffs at all?
Yeah. 2 years ago.
Yeah. How many years has he been there?
He's played 2 complete seasons, I think, right? This would be his third, I think.
I think this is his third. Well,
don't
they have to sign like a 2-year? Is it a 2-year or 3-year? What's
an entry level contract? And you sign between the ages of 18, 19, or 20 years old. If you sign it then, it's a 3-year contract. Yeah. If you sign after that, it can go down to a 2-year contract.
So this must be his 4th year.
So so that's right. So you're very correct.
Yeah.
So that's what they call this a bridge contract sometimes, or else they sign a long-term deal. So that in 2 years, he'll then have the right to go to arbitration. He does not have that right now. So
If you can get
I
a
guess
six,
I would be a different GM. I wouldn't sign guys to long term.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
sometimes you don't have a
3
choice.
years, 3 years, maybe 4.
Well, okay, but there's good and bad in that, right? Like some people would argue that, like, Connor McDavid, for example, signed that long-term deal.
Yeah.
And it could end up costing him money because if the cap continues to go up and the salaries continue to go up, he's stuck at that money, that number. It's still a lot of money. But that's
how
why
long did he
some
sign for? 8 years? 8 years?
Yeah, the max. Some guys are signing for 5-year deals now. So from a GM standpoint, it may be better to try to get a long-term deal at a lower number. Because again, as long as the numbers keep going up all the time,
Yeah.
like they have.
Yeah.
I think when you got
who's that
Dougie
guy from
Hamilton.
Minnesota, Thrill to Kill, whatever his name is. He signed for $9 million. Played 50 games in the league.
Who's that, Ron?
The guy from Minnesota.
Kid. The Russian kid, yeah.
I mean, no, he's a good player. He signed for $9 million or $9.5 million. For
I know,
5
but
years.
like Mel just mentioned the guy too, that Dougie Hamilton. He's good, but like he got $9 million a year.
Yeah, now they got 2 like freeloaders on that team.
Yeah,
Hamilton and Sudan.
Well, Hamilton's not really a freeloader. He's pretty good. He's put up more points than any other defenseman, I think, over the last 3 or 4 years or something. He's good, but I don't know if he's that level of player. But
he's not a Hedman. He's not like.
Right.
Like you got some of these guys that help win cups, Letang, Doughty. You go down the list of a few guys,
but again, Hamilton's in that age group that. And part of the issue too is that when you sign those guys, like it used to be signing bonuses in our day. Like when players would sign to a free agent contract, they get a signing bonus. Well, that's gone now, but the signing bonus is kind of worked into the regular season, like the numbers. So if you're paying him $9 million a year, it's more like part of that is the acquisition cost. So it's, he may be more of a $7 million player, but he's getting $2 million a year because he was a free agent. That extra $2 million because he's a free agent. I'm just using that as an example.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I was GM, I would go like. I just don't think I would give that kind of money away to anybody because if you win. You win. You get paid.
Yeah, but part of it is though too that like for New Jersey, for example, have not been very good. They're in a rebuild, and now they just need to send a statement to the team, to the fans, and everything that okay, now we believe we're going for it. Now we're going to be a better team. So they go out and sign a guy like that.
So they'll go from what? They'll go from 6,500 fans to 8,500 fans.
Yeah, well, I know, I agree.
Unless it's a Ranger game, unless it's a Ranger or Flyer game.
Yeah,
it bumps up to capacity.
Yeah.
Some teams just don't sell. I mean, like look at Phoenix. I can't understand why that team even stays there.
Well, the league is doing everything they can in all cases to try to keep the teams where they are.
Yeah.
Like even in Atlanta got so bad they finally had to move to Winnipeg, but
they moved it twice to Canada. Once to Calgary and then once to Winnipeg.
Yeah, good point.
I can tell you right now, you could put a team in Saskatchewan somewhere, Regina or Saskatoon, and they would sell out.
Yeah. But it's more than just selling out. It's a corporate sponsorship. That's why Quebec may not get a team because they don't have the city doesn't have those big businesses.
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah. But if you're based on what the league does, 60 or 65% of the revenue comes from gate.
Yep.
So think about that for a second. If you're in Arizona and you draw 3,000 fans a game, and if you're in Saskatoon you draw 18,000 fans a game, doesn't your revenue become a lot greater?
Well, I mean, again, it's the TV markets. Like part of it is they go negotiate these TV deals, right? They look at all the big markets. Like Saskatoon's not a very big market, right? For TV.
Okay, but no, maybe not. But more people will watch will watch a game in Saskatoon on a given night, then people will watch the Phoenix. What are they called now? I don't know what they're called anymore.
Coyotes, yeah.
Coyotes.
Still Coyotes. Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear what you're saying, yeah.
You know, nothing against Phoenix. I think Phoenix is a great town. You know,
Yeah.
Saskatoon's a great town, or city. But you know, it's. I like people in the building.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, I know. So, like even Florida now, Florida's got a good team, but they don't draw very well either. You watch the games on TV, it's kind of boring because nobody's there.
Yeah. Well, when I was living down in Florida, I came back from Naples one time, and I used to go to all the Ranger games. When they play there, we'd go down and rent, a bunch of people, and we'd all go down and hang out, watch the game. I was in Naples once, and I was coming back over on Sunrise, and there was, I think, the Columbus Blue Jackets were there, and I was with my sons in the truck, right? So I call my wife's with the girls in the truck, so I call her. So look, we're going to stop and see the game. Go in and see what the game is like. So if you got there a little bit late for a Ranger game down there, you have to park a long ways away. We pull into the parking lot. At first, I didn't think there was a game. We pull up to the front, go up to the window. So I'm with my three boys, and we go up to the window, and I go, I want to buy 4 tickets. And the lady looks at me, and because we were just there the week before for a Ranger game. So she goes, "Hey, Ron." So I'm talking, and she goes, she hands me 4 tickets. I go, "Well, thanks."
For free?
I go in. No, it was, the tickets aren't. It's not like Madison Square Garden, the $200 a seat, or down there was probably whatever it was. But we went in, and there was like nobody in the building. We sat down like 5 rows from the ice, moved around a little bit. Had food was great, and it's a great building to watch a game in. And I hope they make it. I hope they get, like, I think they're gonna have a good team this year, and I hope I hope they do well. I hope Quinville's a good coach, and I hope they do well. Not against us, but against everything else. I don't,
Well, it's good for the rivalry too. Tampa and Florida both being good playing against you.
Yeah.
So, Mel, up in Canada today, it is, I'm sure you know this, National Day for Truth and Reconciliation.
yes. Indigenous.
So it's the children who were lost in all the schools, right? Yeah.
Well, just the whole Indigenous peoples have been treated unfairly for forever. So, yeah, it's become. I think it's going to become a national holiday.
It is. I was reading here that they just made it last year, 2021. It was made into a.
Yeah.
This is 2021, Tom.
Good point by you again, Ron. That's twice today that you jumped on.
No, but you're tired. You're tired. You worked all day yesterday. I mean, you can't expect a guy your age to work.
I know.
3 o'clock in the morning.
Golf, entertaining at the golf course, coming back from the podcast. Get up for the gym. Had to go to the gym this morning with a knee that I just don't know how I walked.
To 6 or 7 people when you were there.
Yeah, and the pain in my knee is just awful.
Yeah. Well, I used to have a pain when I was married. I used to have a pain in my neck, and then I moved down further down south.
Yeah,
but
so
these kids. Was that in Kelowna or Kamloops, or where was that at, Matt?
Oh, a few places.
It's been a few, Kamloops.
215 kid or youth, or what? I don't want to say young kids, but they were youth, I think. Or
no.
That's like, I can't even fathom that in my brain. Like that somebody could do something like that, or something happen like that to people. I don't like to see anybody anything racist or anything stupid like that. It's insane that can happen, and I stand with them, to a certain degree.
Just getting back to a team in Saskatoon. First of all, you go to Regina and you watch the Rough Riders game. Do they not pack that stadium to 30,000 plus?
Yep.
So the only problem with Saskatoon is their building's only 8,000 or 9,000 seats. So they'd have to build a new arena.
They'd have to build one, yeah. In Regina, they could build one because they get.
Good point by you, Dougie. Sorry, Mel. Good point by you, Doug. You're right. Knees all better.
Your knees better now, Tom?
Yeah. I'm oblivious to pain.
That's
a medical miracle.
That's why me and Mel are here, just to cure you, your pain.
Did you guys know that on this walk on October 3rd, this Alzheimer's walk that I'm participating, I'm also the voice of God at this event?
The what?
The voice of God.
I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss for words on that one.
The wonderful woman that runs it, she told me that I have to get up and speak at the thing, and that the title for that position is the voice of God.
Well,
yeah.
Like
telling me you're Adam Graves.
Goddamn, or God knows.
So, you know, I've polled a few people that I've had on shows about this whole dog situation here in my condominium complex. And it seems to be you guys are the only ones that think that I should do something about it. Everybody else thinks I should just live and let live.
No.
Well, I mean, I'll let you know next week when I get home.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the barking doesn't bother me now.
No, you can't let it go. You're not the type. You're not the type to let shit like that go.
Just don't forget about the walk. Like, he's got this whole thing with the double letters, capital letters. It said juiced. Juiced. Don't forget about the walk.
Juiced.
Don't forget about the walk, Tom, especially with the little tight hat.
Come on, Bill. You're.
I think he had Ira spell that for him too, like no period or anything like that.
So
Diane, you missed the point. I already did bark back at them. I had a couple of adult beverages last week there. I started barking at them. So,
yeah.
Sorry, Mel, I interrupted you. I apologize. Getting back to what?
The Phoenix thing.
Yes.
I think they were hurting so much for attendance that, and don't quote me, it was like a $10 ticket. You got a hot dog and a free beer, like a hot dog and a beer. And I think it's a joke that they can wear. Like, I watch these football players and these basketball players walking in and all the making multi-million dollars a year, and you look like crap walking into an arena. That makes no. Yeah, I think it's awful. So for Phoenix, for the NHL, first of all, for the NHL to name the Anaheim Ducks, and I know where you're gonna go with that. Some of the names and some of the uniforms in the Vancouver Canucks are probably the ugliest uniforms in the history of hockey. How do they approve some of this shit? I'll end on that.
Well, I think it's bad drugs, some of those things.
Well, it's marketing.
Yeah.
Marketing,
remember that Vancouver? Remember the Vancouver one with like it had like a
the V
kind of V thing?
The yellow ones? Oh. Wow.
Oh my God.
But it can't be any worse than the fish sticks there out in Long Island, right?
No. Well, the fish one's funny though.
Yeah.
I call my friend Vinny Spano. I got his nickname, Fish Sticks.
Right.
That's a nice hat, Tom. Where'd you get that?
Golf tournament. Mel was invited to.
Oh.
Hey,
they didn't invite me. I'd have went.
Yeah.
I guess we're all flying out January 28th anyways, right? All the number 30s that played in New York.
Really?
Yeah. Did you not hear that?
No, I didn't know that.
They're retiring my number.
Oh wow! Too bad I can't make it January 3rd. I mean,
all the number twos were there yesterday. Well, not all of them. Too. Brad Park was there. I was there. Brian Leach was there.
Brad Park made it. Oh, good for that.
Yep.
He's in Boston.
I should have said hello to you. Yeah.
Yeah, you should have.
Oh, you didn't say hi to him? Oh,
I said hello to him. I'm sorry. I should have said hello for Mel.
oh.
Tom needs to sew two of those hats together. Wow, Michael. Man, I thought we were friends, but
two, maybe three hats.
that's just not right. Man, this is really a nice sweatshirt here. The swag. What's swag stand for?
I don't know. Question for you, Tom.
Yes, Mel.
So you confirmed that you grew up on a farm. So you're a farmer.
Yes.
See, I just thought you were a cowboy that, like just pretend cowboy.
Like a drugstore cowboy?
Yeah. Milking cows.
So I told you one of my favorite bands now is Rage Against the Machine, right? On Turbo 41. So
you have told me that, yes.
Yeah. So you got to go on YouTube and look at the song by Rage Against the Machine called Maggie's Farm. And that explains your whole life right there. See you next week.
Rage Against the Machine. You ever listen to that, Chris? You ever listen to Rage Against the Machine?
What kind of band is that?
I think it's a boy band, I think. Mel wants to be a part of.
Mel's got a new boy band.
Yeah.
What were those boy bands back in the 80s? There was a couple of them, wasn't there? Like
Was it the Backstreet Boys and all that?
Backstreet Boys and yeah, they all up there and danced and looked like a bunch of fools.
Made a lot of money though.
Yep. Well, I didn't say that.
Yeah.
They were good. They did some good. They had some good music too.
Yeah.
I can remember, but can't remember much from the 80s. Tom, it's kind of blank.
Did you say you knew Vince Spano, the Spano that owned the Islanders? That Spano?
No, Vinny Spano. He's
the actor.
He's the what?
Was he an actor?
I know. Well, I know the actor, Vince Spano. He's a New York guy. I think he's born in Brooklyn, living in LA now.
You've known him for 40 years?
Damn near. I've known him for.
So you had that one big year 40 years ago where you met a whole bunch of people.
No, that was. I met you. That was 41 years ago.
40, you imagine that? 41 years since I came to New York. Was it 47 for you or 46 or?
be 47 right now.
Wow. That's incredible.
I was, this in September was 47. It'll be 47 years ago that I played my first game pretty soon. But I mean, my exhibition game I played already at this time, but I never, then I went down to Providence, played 7 games down in Provi. And it was funny. The Cat said that everybody, doesn't matter who it is, you at least play 1 year in the minors. Okay, Cat. No, not playing the minors. Not riding the bus.
Will either of you be at MSG on opening night? Team will be wearing yours. Not that I know of as of right now, Susan. I have not been asked to attend. But sometimes those things happen last minute.
We'll be at the game probably.
You will?
Well, I'm just saying. My son's in town. He wants to go to the game, so.
Oh.
They're going to honor Rod. That's that's nice.
Yeah, that'd be a nice ceremony. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not that it's too much, but like I think that they should just put the patch on for him for the year, and that's a great honor right there for him.
You know what? That's a great idea. I wouldn't be surprised to do that. That's right.
Yeah. Well, it's doesn't have to be not the same size as the number on the back of the jersey or nothing like that. Just a little number 7 up on top somewhere. I mean, there's a lot of guys that have played for the Rangers and have passed away in the last years, and you can't do it for everybody because it would be, how many numbers you can put on a uniform? One of them. But Rod was there a long time, and he was. I think he played 18 years. He played 15 real years. A couple of them were only 1 or 2 games, and then the end was the 77 year when Ferguson was there and he got sort of weaned out.
Yeah,
but that was his whole life.
Here, Susan's addressing your idea. They are doing that, and they're going to be an award date after him as well.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice. I like that. It's good. What kind of award is it? Anybody know? I haven't heard anything. I
bet you it's something like community service or something like that. I wonder, because he was so big in that. I know he had a great career too, but
yeah, well,
I wonder if they do.
Yeah. I mean, they could do. They should call it like the. I don't know, like the.
Maybe call it the Roger Bear Award.
Yeah, that or the Mr. Hockey Award, Mr. Ranger
Humanitarian Award. It could be called. Ken mentions here. Yeah, thank you, Ken.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, something like that.
With Rod's name slashed into it somehow.
Ken's related to Dave Letterman. Do you know that?
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
They almost spell their name. They almost spell their name. It should. Different fathers or whatever, different brothers. But,
okay, here's an interesting one. Oh, where's that? Hold on. Sorry, wrong one. Mentioned a very tire number 2 for Brad Park.
Yeah.
So they've got 2 number 9s up there, right?
2 number 9s, 2 number 11s. I mean, might as well have a couple numbers 2s.
Yeah. But they were maybe 3 number 2s. You think? What?
I think 3 would be good. I think 3 would be good.
retire my number.
Yeah. Well, your number's retired, Tom. There's nothing.
Yeah, definitely is.
There's nothing they can say about that.
Yeah.
When I look up there, that's who I think of. I think of Tom. I think of Tom Layla number.
Oh.
That's pretty cool. They put the wrong name up there.
Yeah, Leach.
You know what we should do? We should go change that one day.
We should sneak up there. That'd be funny, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
See how long it's up there until somebody catches on and sees it.
Do one of those things where you put a patch over it and it's in writing. Layla's in writing, like we write it with a pen or something like that.
No, make it pretty authentic and see how long it would be before somebody catches on that it was done.
That'd be fun. At least as long as you get a picture of that, get a crayon or something like that.
But anyway, that's.
Imagine if Mel comes out for the number 30. We should really make him believe that he's coming out for the number 30.
Well, I think that's always a good thing. I think there's who else is number 30.
Well, Chris Nyland. You know what happened when they were retiring Brian Leach's number? About two weeks before the ceremony, I felt so bad. The woman that used to work for the Rangers, she's not there any longer. They called me up. They said, we forgot about you. Can you make it for the celebration? I said, yeah, sure. That's fine. So I told them, I said, I need 4 tickets and I'd bring my boys down and everything. And they called me, didn't call me again. They said they'd call me back, didn't call me again until the afternoon of the event. They said, are you coming down? And I said, well, you got 4 tickets. He said, well, we'd have to spread you out throughout the building. And I got my kids, So I said, I'll have to pass. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I felt bad for the girl that had to call because I'm sure they were calling up and say, well, we forgot about you.
Yeah. Did you come down to that? No, I don't remember. Were you down?
No, I didn't come down. I had my kids with me and they didn't have tickets together.
Oh,
we had to sit in different spots. And the kids were like 10 years old. So.
Oh my God. Yeah. You can't.
Yeah. Gilles Villemure was number 30, right?
Yeah.
Jack says
30. Wasn't it like Grant Ledger number 30 or something?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah. Good call. Nice.
And Nyland.
What did Willie wear? What did Big Willie wear?
He wore 27, I think.
Yes. Yes. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. What else was a number? So as far as number 4, you had that, and then Kevin Lowe wore it, right, for a bit?
Yeah. Kevin Lowe wore it. Some other guys wore it. I think Mike Delzato wore it.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. It's hanging. It's my jersey's hanging, but it's in my garage.
Oh, good point. My jersey's right there. Yeah. Mine's hanging in the office. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah.
That's right. JD was number 32.
Well, if they hung JD's jersey up, that'd be 2 jerseys up there.
Oh, that's right. Susan brings up a good point too. So Zuccarella and Henry Glenquist were good friends, and Zook is with Minnesota. Obviously, Minnesota's the team that's in that night, so he'll be there.
Yeah. Oh. Well, that'll make me be there.
oh God.
No, listen, Lundqvist was a great player. He played.
Yeah. Oh, and what I liked about him too, he's kind of like that Derek Jeter kind of guy, the way he carried himself off the ice too.
Listen, the guy was. Met him many times, and he was always really respectful of the past guys in the game.
Yeah.
All that stuff, and I think I think a guy like that came in and he was drafted, late rounds, and performed the way he did, and acted the way he did, and and carried the Ranger logo on his forehead the way he did, on his, he respected the team and he respected the name on the front more than the name on the back.
Yeah, like you could tell that he was really aware of who he was, right? The way people looked at him.
Yeah.
And not a lot of guys are always like that. It seemed like he was like that right from the start too. They had a handle on.
Yeah, well, I think when he first started, he wasn't a young guy. I mean, he wasn't like 19 or 18.
Right.
He's probably in his early 20s, whatever.
Yeah.
But he carried himself well, and that's a bonus for his personality. I mean, that's just the way he is. And I mean, I've had my kids around him when they were younger and when they're older, and he's just very respectful guy, and I
Yeah.
like that. I don't want to. I hate using that thing, old time guy, old time hockey kind of, But that's what he was like.
Yeah.
He respected
Yeah.
all ages of it.
Yeah. And in fairness, some of the young kids come in sometimes and they're just young kids, right? They're so nervous about the whole, being
They
in the
don't
National
know.
Hockey League, being in
Yeah.
New York. They're just not always aware of the way people look at them. But again, he seemed, like you said, he's a little older when he came over. And I mean, I think the only blemish, and it's a small little thing too, is a couple of times there where he wanted to pull himself out of the game, right? And I think Tom Rennie was coach then when they allowed that to happen. And then when Tortorella came in, there's no more of that. I'll decide who gets pulled out there. But that was being young. And
I mean, and he went to the finals once,
Yep.
and he ended up playing a really good LA team. And they were big and strong,
and even though they won, LA won in 5 games, right? But those games are all close, I think, too, right? Ooh.
Well, I think the 5th game went to overtime, right?
Yep. And I think I remember, didn't McDonough hit the post too and stuff like that? Yeah.
Martinez scored in overtime, I think.
Yep.
Wasn't that like the series where they were leading and Girardi fell in the corner or got knocked out or something like that? I don't remember.
Yeah.
But it was. I mean, the series against Montreal was a great series that year.
Yeah.
No,
that was a good team. Ranger. That was a good Ranger team. Yeah.
And wasn't that was St. Louis' first year, right?
That's right. Since they're coming over from Tampa, right? Remember they lost his mother.
Yeah.
The whole emotional thing and everything. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
He helped him. I don't remember who he got traded for. He got traded for Callahan, right?
I think so. Yes. Yeah, I think so. Man, your memory's like a tack, sharp.
Huh?
Your memory is like a tack.
Who are you?
Brian Leach. Adam Graves.
Oh, Adam Graves. Okay, Adam. But no, like he played some great games. I mean, I remember those series they had, win or lose against Washington. They were great series.
Yeah. For
Lundqvist, and ones against Pittsburgh, and they didn't play the Islanders that much because Islanders weren't that good. But I remember some of those, especially the Pittsburgh ones, and they were great series. I think it was in 2010 when they lost to Philadelphia in a shootout to get into the playoffs.
The last game of the regular season, yeah.
Yeah, and
because I remember Brian Boucher was a client of mine, and he was in net.
Oh, he was in net?
Yeah. The other goalie, I think he was the backup goalie at that time, but he had to play, and he was kind of cocky. You know how when Henrik won, he did that fist pump thing. So when Boucher won, he imitated. Yeah. He imitated Hank. He did that,
yeah. I mean, I remember that because I mean that doesn't define his career. I'm just saying that's one of those things where, it was. I think they ended up it was 1-0 or whatever it was in the shootout.
Yeah.
And it's tough. Listen, whatever it is, it's tough to win in that league.
Ooh, yeah.
Yep. And we had some good teams and never won, and it's hard. But he was there. What did he play? 15 years, 16 years.
Who's that?
The King, Henrik.
Oh, Hank. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's in that range. Yeah, I'm sure Susan's going to tell us here in a minute. Susan Brooks is going to tell us.
I'm sure it was like 15. I think it was 15 years or 16 years. And they had some. They I think didn't they win the President's Trophy a couple of years? Rangers back in like the 12 and 13 or 14, whatever it was.
Rich Isaac tells us he played 15 years. I can't remember them when they could have run. I can't remember that, but
I think they did. They won the President's Cup too. I'm not sure what year it was, like 12 or 13 or 14, and they had a good balanced team.
Yeah,
they were just missing, maybe that one big goal scorer that the other teams had.
Yeah, remember that? Remember Tortorella coming in there really turned him into a grinding, grinding out team playing hard. Yeah.
It was 2000.
Oh, here's the question. Here's the burning question, Ron. Who's going to be named captain of the Rangers?
Well,
in your
whoever
opinion?
wears the C.
Good point by you. But prior to wearing the C, actually, somebody will be named captain.
Yes, I'm
And then
thinking.
no.
I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, if I had to pick somebody down the line, I would probably say Fox, because I think he's going to be there for a long time, and he's.
How about
22
Chris
years
Kreider
old.
right now?
Chris Kreider would be a good choice. He's
Yeah.
older. I think he's around 30 now, right?
Yep.
And I think bringing these other guys that are bigger and are going to play the body a lot more is
Yeah.
going to change Kreider's game to the better.
I hope so. Like we were talking about the other day. I hope that he kind of gets dragged into the fight a little bit more by Reeves. Like Reeves going out there and pounding some people. Like kind of, then Kreider kind of, because he was like that before. I mean, not like Reeves, but I mean, he was a much more physical player before, and he fought more.
I just think it gives him more, because of, the way like his speed in the game.
Yeah.
I think it's going to give him more opportunities to be a little bit more tougher in a way, like along the boards.
To get his nose dirty a little bit more, right? Like he plays some of those games where he plays in the exterior all the time. And man, I remember really
these other guys. He's going to see these other guys doing some pounding now. I mean, you got that one defenseman, 55.
And Blaze and Goudreau, the guy they got from Tampa, they're both physical guys too. So hopefully maybe it's one of those deals that Kreider didn't want to be the only one doing it or something, right? But
he was the only big. He was the only big guy on the team at that one time.
Yeah, when Lemux was here, he did some of that too. But
but you got what's going to be really interesting to see whether Schneider, that kid Schneider, what's going to end up with it. He's 20 years old. Whether he's going to end up back in junior, or he's going to end up in the minors, or he's going to end up with the Rangers. Because
I bet he goes back to junior. I think they've got enough other guys too. And like, how it is with defensemen. It takes a little longer.
When you're 20 years old and he should be in the league.
Yeah, but for him to play the way he should be a physical player, right? At 20, I don't know, Ronnie. You know more about him. You've seen him play more than I have. I just think that my guess is they'd send him back to junior for one more year. I actually think that'd be better for his development, but who knows?
I think he can play in the league. I think he's physically powerful.
Yeah. But remember, those against junior. That's against junior players, all right.
He did a couple of big checks in the training camp too. Yeah, threw some big checks. Yeah, he knows.
It makes a lot of money, so he's got big checks, right?
Yeah, he knows his role, and I remember the first game I ever saw him play. He played against the Winnipeg Ice, and he played for the Brandon Wheat-Kings in the Western Hockey League. And I think the first shift, guy's helmet flew off.
Yeah, you're telling me that. Yeah,
game and suspended. But I think he's going to be like, if he doesn't get in with the Rangers this year or next year, they're going to have to move him because he'll want to play.
They're not going to move him. He'll get in.
Yeah. Well, they got a lot of guys in there, though.
Yeah.
They got a lot of people in there. You got on the right side, you got Fox, Truba, and Lindqvist, the new kid from Sweden.
Yeah.
Niels.
Yeah.
So I just think it's going to be an interesting year for them because now they got a little bit of toughness. Now they have to use it though.
Young kids get a little bit older, more mature, more experienced.
Yeah. I
think it depends on the goaltending too, right? If Shesterkin, can play all the time or close to all the time, like he really has showed he can, then that makes a big difference.
And Kako Tuesday, he's that kid's going to be better this year than he was.
Yeah,
2 years.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I like that Hedl too. I like Hedl. He gets another year older. Big kid, can skate.
Yeah,
they're good.
But they got to give them a chance. You can't go like, okay, they're 21, they haven't done anything. Okay, when they're 24, they haven't done anything. Get rid of them. 25. But not the 20, 21, 22. They're still developing into being a good player. They need time.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this before. I mean, guys like Austin Matthews and Connor McDavid, they're almost freaks of nature to come in at 18 years old and be mature enough to carry themselves the way they did. Most guys, like we've talked about him before too, Nathan McKinnon, first 2 or 3 years, some people were questioning whether he was going to be a player at all. Now he's arguably the best player in the league now. So,
I mean, that's the thing. You can't. They could have traded him 4 years ago, McKinnon.
Yeah.
What a mistake that would have been. I mean,
no kidding.
I'm not saying that one of these kids is going to be like McKinnon. I mean, but
yeah, you just don't know.
Close.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you get a good lineup like they have, and you got toughness in the lineup, if you get the goaltending like you said.
Yeah. It's the environment you have the kids in too, right? Growing up, like learning how to be a professional player, right? Like the preparation, the work during the summer, all that stuff. Excuse me.
And I think they come into New York, they come in, you see Madison Square Garden, you see the practice rink, you see how you travel, you see all the things, and you want to be a Ranger.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember my first year when I got there in '74, when I walked into the locker room, I'm going, it was an exhibition game. I walked in with Dave Maloney, and I go, this can't be the Ranger locker room. We had a nice locker room in junior.
Oh, because it wasn't very big. Yeah.
It was a pole in the middle of the room. It was asbestos was falling out of the ceiling.
Oh, is that right? It wasn't. See, it wasn't like that when I got there. It was.
No,
I'll never forget. That's a good point. When I walked in, I came up at the end of my senior year of college. I was going to sign my contract, then go to New Haven. It was a day of a game. You were playing, and I'll never forget. Because you walk in there, I'd never seen a locker room like that where the trainers had everything all laid out perfect. Like the jerseys were hanging there. I remember seeing all the names, and obviously Phil Esposito's jersey was hanging there.
Yeah,
and that was pretty cool, right? I mean, seeing the.
Yeah.
But I didn't know the locker room was a mess back then. Huh?
Oh, it was terrible. Yeah. I'm like, it was nothing like when you got there. It was already. Sonny Werblin came in and changed it.
Yeah. It was nice.
For the better. I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, you used to hang your clothes you'd hang your clothes in, like there was no place to hang your clothes. You had to hang them in your locker next to your smelly old equipment.
Oh, is that right? They didn't have that lounge off to the side that we had?
It came later on.
Oh, wow.
When I got there, Tom, they never. If you had a wife or a girlfriend, the hallway where the elevator is there on that floor.
Yeah.
That's where they waited out there.
Oh, really? Wow.
There was no players' lounge. There was no.
All right, guys, we lost Ron Greshner. The show was just about to wrap up anyways. I lost everybody today. James couldn't come on. Dave Maloney can't come on. Mel had to go early, and now Gresh just disappeared. So everybody, we'll see everybody next week. Have a great weekend.